Good morning and welcome to 2025. It's been a couple weeks so far, but as far as I'm concerned, today is day one of not just entering 2025, but creating something absolutely amazing in terms of a business, a life, a set of relationships, everything. My name is Gina Bianchini. I am the founder and CEO of Mighty Networks. And you are here with us, and I'm super grateful for our People Magic Summit, first one of 2025, where we are going to show you, inspire you, give you workshops all around how to create a durable, sustainable, amazing business from zero to, yes, $1 million in revenue by focusing in on the things that people want more than anything in the world today, which is community, which is results in transformation in their lives, and ultimately coming together to level up what we are doing as individuals and together. So, with that, let me go ahead and introduce myself, what we're going to do over the next 2 days. And just for showing up to this session right now, I am going to offer you a surprise that I think you are going to like. So, with that, let me go ahead and pull up my screen. All right, hopefully everybody can see this. Give me a little hand in the chat. Yep. And somebody likes my earrings. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, welcome to the People Magic Summit. My name is Gina Bianchini. I am obsessed, absolutely obsessed with the power of community, and not just any community, but a very special kind of community that we build here at Mighty Networks, which is what we call a network effect. This basically says bring a ton of people together, and actually not just a ton of people, but a small number of people together, build relationships between them. And guess what? You're going to create something so much more valuable that gets more valuable with every new person who joins and contributes. So this has been my professional career. This has been my life. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So what are we doing over the next 2 days? Well, we are putting together and have put together a set of amazing speakers who have not just built incredible content businesses, have not just built incredible best-selling authorships, but who really have understood how content translates and transforms into community. And that's really, really important. The other thing that we're going to do over the next 2 days is roll up our sleeves and get into some workshops. So step by step, guide by guide, showing you how to create the kinds of businesses that are fueled by these network effects, this what we call people magic. So let me talk a little bit about people magic in the context of maybe hopefully why you're here, which is how to go from zero to a $1 million business as quickly as possible. So these are just a few of the success stories that we have here at Mighty, from a $1.2 million launch for a course creator that was transitioning to a paid membership for the first time, to $10 million for a fitness influencers move from courses to a fully integrated, immersive experience where people were helping each other through a transition, to somebody starting from scratch and in the course of 1 year was able to take their financial planning business and turn it into a $1 million membership with some just very lightweight programming. So what's fun is, we've been showing this slide, these examples over the course of the last year. And when we were putting these together for today, we realize that we have so many stories of the 0 to 1 million with people that range from having large audiences to starting from scratch. And so this probably hopefully helps see how when we talk about something we're really proud of here at Mighty, which is we have had over the course of the last year more $1 million communities created and grown on our platform than any other place anywhere on the internet. And it's because of one thing and one thing only. We've got amazing content and you can run courses and do live streaming and do all of this stuff. But what sets Mighty Networks apart is we take all the things that folks are doing. We built in additional features and additional things that don't exist anywhere else, from custom fields to automations to location and being able to see members near you, to take all of these things, use advanced technology that we've built, and yes, AI that we have integrated to create what we call people magic. People magic is being able to find the most relevant members, to be able to start a conversation, see similarities between you, and ultimately, what we like to say internally is go on quests together, whether that's navigating a transition, whether that is taking a course or learning a new skill, or just being able to meet up in person. Mighty has the most advanced technology to be able to do these things. We talk about it as we have to build the most innovative technology to create the most human connections. And so what you see here is the secret sauce behind those $0 to $1 million businesses that I just showed you in the prior slide. And so when you think about why we're calling this the People Magic Summit, when you think about what that technology allows you to do, it's profound. It means that instead of struggling and grinding through to, you know, have to build a huge social media following before you can start generating a meaningful income and bring value to people, have an impact on people's lives. Before you had to create a tremendous amount of content, professionally produced courses or other kinds of content, and try really hard to just spam people a lot because you were trying to sell this static legacy thing. With People Magic, you might produce a little bit of content just to bring people in, but they might come for you or come for your content, but they stay for each other. And in staying for each other, you've built a business that is human, that is super valuable because you're able to help people navigate transitions in their lives, achieve results and transformation that they can't get anywhere else. And most important for today is that when you create these human connections through the power of technology, you are creating a durable and sustainable business in the age of AI. When content becomes a commodity, when social media becomes something really hard to parse because so many of the posts and so many of the comments, they're all AI. When you are building a business built on people magic, you're using the best of technology to be able to create the most human connections. And so it's a totally different thing. It is so much more valuable, and it is why more $1 million communities are being created on Mighty Networks than anywhere else on the internet today. So why is this great for you if you are starting out? Why is this great for you if you're struggling with other kinds of digital commerce businesses? Why is this great for you if you're like, Gina, I got this going on and I'm ready to level up to 6 or 7 or 8 figures? Well, because People Magic creates something durable and sustainable. And I just, for the folks who are just starting out, I want to talk to you. This is like me, like moving to the camera. This is the easiest business to start in 2025. Why? Number one, because of People Magic, you can start with just a handful of members. 30 members in 30 days is where we see the sweet spot. 30 members in 30 days can deliver extraordinary value for each other without a ton of work for you to do. You don't have to produce a bunch of content. You don't have to have a huge social media following. You don't have to have a massive email list. 30 members, 30 days starts to create value that brings people back because they're not just coming back for your content, they're coming back for each other, which is fantastic. Guess what? Having extraordinary engagement delivers to you. When members come back, when they're coming back for each other, they're hearing the stories, experiences, and ideas of each other, not just you having to post 18 times a day. They're more likely to do the thing that's going to get them results and transformation. Whether that's getting up at 6 a.m. in the cold and going on a run because they're training for that 5K, or if it is taking that time at night to write down their goals for the next day because they are implementing a new productivity system. People pay attention to what they pay for. They also love people. So that's going to help get them results and transformation. And what happens in all of our lives when we get results and transformation that we can't get on our own? We talk about it. And we talk about it at length. We talk about it to our friends. We talk about it to our families. For the things and the communities that I am a part of, you cannot shut me up because when we get results and transformation through the power of community, we talk about it and then that drives new members in. So the power and beauty of 30 members in 30 days is very quickly, those 30 members turn into 50 members. 100 members. 100 members turns into 1,000 members, and you are not having to just produce another email drip campaign. Now, if you want to, you can. That is up to you. You don't have to. That is the power of People Magic. So, why is People Magic happening now? And why is the demand for the kinds of communities that then can be monetized with memberships and with courses and with challenges and events? Why is the demand going up? Well, number one, for the reasons that I mentioned, people are flocking to private communities because social media is become kind of a drag and for some people unsafe. And so this ability to come together in a private community where you're able to see what you have in common with people and the similarities and who's even near you. That People Magic means that you can find your people faster, that you can apply, not just consume content, but apply frameworks that are unique to this particular transition in your life or the particular goal that you have. That is the power of private communities. And it is why there is such demand for them. The second thing, as I've mentioned, is that now with AI and things like People Magic, they're just easier to run. So today, if you wanted to set up a community, set up a paid community, which is how all those $1 million communities that I was showing you earlier have been not just launched, but grown, it's now easier. And it's easier than it has ever been before because the software from folks like us at Mighty doing the work is so much better. It just is. So when you can set up custom fields so that the right members are connecting with each other and you can set up automations to welcome people in, you're not having to do all the work. And as they're building relationships because they can see members near them and they can organize events or accountability groups with the people who are the most similar to them. That is all possible now with things like People Magic. And finally, because of this moment and because of the hunger for private communities that are valuable and safe and fun, and you can meet people, and the People Magic, the AI that's working behind the scenes to make sure that the right people are finding each other, you just need 30 people to start. This model is the future. It means you don't have to go build a huge following. It means you don't have to go build a huge email list before you start creating value for people that they will pay for. And that is why I am so excited that you are here right now. And give me an emoji in the chat if this represents you. You're here because you're curious. You haven't started anything yet, but you're like starting 2025 and you're like, hey, you know what? I know I want to do something different. I know that like my life is rich and full, but if I could just start a side hustle, or I could create a community that brings value to people around a transition that I've recently gone through, or that I just want people to be surrounded with love and support and accountability as I tackle this next result or transformation, this next transition in my life. Let me know if this is you. Okay. Let me just Okay. Ooh, I love some of these comments. This is fantastic. Okay. So we have got the curious here, and we have structured the next 2 days and what becomes after that, which I'll get to in a moment, for you, the curious, just getting started. Second group right now. Let me know if you are the ambitious. So, by the way, you can be curious and ambitious at the same time. These are not mutually exclusive, but you have something that's working. You have built a successful course. You've launched an email newsletter and it is working, and you're like, "Hey, what else can I do here? What's next?" Or that you know that you can have a bigger impact on people's lives. This isn't just about money. Money's certainly a piece of it because people pay attention to what they pay for, but you are just feeling like there is something more. You have some momentum. You're ready to go to the next level. All right, let's see here. Ooh, I like this. Okay. All right, we got curious and ambitious, ready for the next step. I love it. Okay, the final group, the struggling. So, this is not anything to be ashamed of, because not that you were. I'm not saying you were. But I think this is actually a really important moment because things are accelerating. The world is more dynamic than ever before. I sit here in the middle of Silicon Valley paying attention to what is happening in new software, new technologies, new things that are now possible that weren't even possible 6 months ago. And the impact on this dynamic world, this underlying change that is only accelerating, means that if you built a business based on content a year ago, 5 years ago, the high likelihood is that it is not working as well as it once did. The reality is that if you've been, you listen to all the gurus, you set up all the things for people that they said to do 5 years ago or 3 years ago, that they're still kind of drafting behind. The reality is that the world today and the world a year from now are fundamentally changing. And the businesses of the past, content businesses where a membership meant that you got access to pre-recorded information that had no people associated with it, or that you built a business based on a Facebook group and a course, both living in different places. Those businesses are going to increasingly slow down and become obsolete very quickly. And the answer is evolving a business into creating relationships between people. In 2025, a content business is a business built on sand. In 2025, a business built on relationships, connections, people on the same path. being able to achieve things that they never thought were possible, not because they're consuming your content and a course and writing notes down, but because they are applying frameworks together. That is how you create value. That is how you start on the strongest foundation. That is how you level up. And that is how you evolve from a struggling business into a wildly successful one. All right. So, how do we do it? Okay, great. We are going to start with today and tomorrow with this People Magic Summit. Then we are going to take all the things and all the energy and all the momentum that we have from these 2 days, and we are going to go right into a 14-day challenge. Why? Because they work. They are the best way to take both the inspiration that we are going to start offering here momentarily when we get to our first speaker, Seth Godin, who I'm excited to interview. Then we're going to also have some workshops over the next 2 days. And so as we have those workshops and you're like, okay, I've got it. I think this is going to work. We go right into a 14-day challenge so that every single day, while you still have this momentum and these step-by-step awesome frameworks for implementing, it gets really easy. And because people pay attention to what they pay for, this is not a free challenge. This is actually a challenge that you get access to for purchasing our community plan, which is normally about $500. It's like $459. Well, we've decided to slash the price, make it $199, so that you also see us modeling for you the fact that people pay attention to what they pay for. Now, in this case, you're not just paying for the 14-day challenge. You are paying for an annual plan that starts to show you what's possible with People Magic on a Mighty Network. But wait, there's more. We're not just offering $199 for an annual community plan. That's in and of itself about a $250 value. We're also giving you that 14-day challenge to implement all of these things and set yourself up right. Like, avoid mistakes, avoid myths that, other people are going to try to tell you. You got to go build a huge audience or, own a huge email list. We're just going to show you exactly how to do this. But that's not all. You're going to get access to all of our tools, all of our resources, all of our short, quick videos. Again, it's not about going and producing massive amounts of content. This is about really surgical support for you as you think about creating your own People Magic business. Now, that's not all. Not only am I going to hit a button here, but I have a prop down here. Because you're like, oh, Gina, like, give me more stuff. Okay, great. We also, for the first 1,000 people, I feel like I'm like in a public television moment, but I'm into it. We have 2 books for you. These are paperback books that you are going to get if you're one of the first 1,000 buyers. They are awesome. So this is Strategy. It is probably one of the best books I have read that is perfect for the curious. If you're just starting out and you're thinking about the year and you're like, how do I start to think about how I structure my life and my career and my side hustle and my projects to be as intentional and effective as possible? This book is fantastic. The second book is one I wrote. And it sold a lot of copies and people seem to really like it if you look at the Amazon reviews. But it's called Purpose, and it's about how to create a community and change your life. It shares some really specific things that are great to have as a resource as you are doing the 14-day challenge. Also being able to really understand what we talk about in People Magic and People Magic Profit, which we'll have a workshop on tomorrow as well. So $199 full year software, all of these amazing resources. And if you're one of the first 1,000 who buys to join the 14-day challenge, to have this community plan, to take advantage of all of these resources that are normally behind a paywall. You also get 2 books. What's not to love? What's not to love? So hopefully this makes it really, really easy to say yes to creating a $0 to $1 million people magic business in 2025. We certainly want to bring everybody together to be able to do this with the most support, the best information, and let's be honest, most fun. Speaking of fun, what makes something fun in 2025? Well, the ability to not have to grind it out. So, one more thing, and by the way, it's not the final thing. One more thing that is fantastic and really valuable about the challenge, about this offer, is you get a People Magic GPT. What this means, it means that if you're not already familiar with or playing with ChatGPT, this is a great way to do it again, to use the most innovative tools, the most innovative software to create the most human of businesses. And this will be your co-host. This will answer your questions, get you information as quickly as possible, and really let you build a business that, even a year ago would have taken a little bit of a grind. The grind is gone. And with this offer, with People Magic GPT, with the way that we have designed a mighty network to create this type of people magic, I can say with great confidence, you are in phenomenal hands. So with that, let's take a hot minute. Again, our speakers, we're going to start with Seth Godin, best-selling author, probably one of the most popular blogs on the internet, somebody who has such a unique and helpful perspective on content, on ideas, on frameworks, and how you bring them to community. Melissa Urban, who founded Whole30, which for some of us, January is a ideal month to know about. It is an incredible health and wellness plan. Hadar Shamish, who is all about how to create influence. Tiffany Alicia, the budgetista, how to actually take things that people want to do. Maybe you are one of them. I know I certainly have really benefited from her insights and the power of thinking about community in the context of financial health and generational wealth. Jefferson Fisher, probably one of the most premier conversation communication experts today, a trial lawyer and awesome dad who basically stumbled into social media success, talking about the things that are relevant to each of us in our lives. And then we have Tom Aaron, my co-founder in Mighty, to talk about where this software is going, because none of us are choosing to build businesses just for what they do today. It's about investing in them for where they're going to go. So as you think about where people magic goes, this is going to be a really important workshop. Jane Stetzik, one of my other colleagues, is really going to be able to roll up her sleeves. This was a super popular workshop that she's done before. She is going to do a fresh take on it for 2025. And then Daryl Vesterfelt, a expert in growth marketing, one of my growth marketing gurus. He is going to help you see how to think about all those other things that you hear about on the internet, affiliates. How do I do social media followings? How do I build an email newsletter? Should I build an email newsletter? So that after you get those 30 members in 30 days, because those come from your network. After you are able to do that, Daryl's going to really be able to show you where this can go as you go from 30. Create people magic, build that momentum with word of mouth and your members inviting in other members. And then when you're ready to scale to that next level, there's all sorts of really great tools and techniques to be able to use. So that is our programming. I am going to end the session. We will be back with Seth in a few moments. And I'm really just grateful for everybody to be here today. So thank you. This is going to be a fantastic event. And we will see you shortly with Seth.